Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm diving into a few big reward apps to see if they're even worth the time and effort still for myself in 2026. Hope you all enjoy. First up, we have the app called HeyPiggy. Now, this is what HeyPiggy looks like these days. Top of the screen, you have your account level. And if you didn't know, essentially, throughout your experience on HeyPiggy, the more surveys you complete, the more your level actually goes up. Each of them has individual perks. Although I really do hope they expand on these levels, everyone, because they do seem quite limited at the moment, at least in my country of Australia. Right side of the screen, you have your referral area, as well as the actual balance. And as you can see, I have $26 in my account right now. Now, you'll notice that there are only surveys available on HeyPiggy, again, at least for myself, and I have to say, everyone, the prices are actually pretty decent. Like $1.74 for 13 minutes of my time for a 5-star survey. Granted, not every single one of them is going to be like that, and of course you can get disqualified and screened out. Same thing goes for any survey app out there. But where HeyPiggy really shines, in my opinion, is the actual withdrawal area. Here in Australia, not only do I have PayPal, but I also have Amazon, Apple, and a huge amount of local stores, everyone. Again, of course, depending on where you live, this is going to look completely different, but I'm assuming you should have quite a few available in your own country if you're used to seeing that on other get paid to platforms, okay? Another little tip is that depending on which day you actually use the platform on will determine the actual rates as well, so keep that in mind. That's why it's best to actually check back on the regular. And when I last withdrew on it, it did arrive straight away to my account, so that was nice to see as well. I never actually had an issue with it in the past, by the way, but what I will say is that they will ask for verification more than likely. But all in all, the rates are pretty solid still here in Australia. At least at the time of this recording, HeyPiggy is still a decent little app in my opinion. Let's move on to the next app. Next up, we have an app called CashGun, and this is what it looks like when you launch it up. At the top of the screen, you have your balance. You can see here I have $7.47 in the balance right now. And underneath, you'll notice here that it states you can earn with offer walls. Now, there are a lot of offer walls on this application, at least here in Australia, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I'm talking well over 10 to 15 offer walls available. Now, just like any other get paid to platform, that doesn't mean that it's always worth the time and effort, because each of those offer walls will have their own pay rate. So always keep that in mind, okay? Underneath the offer wall section, there's the actual gaming offers area, and there are a ton, guys. Now, whether or not you think these rates are decent are completely up to you, but me personally, I think I have definitely seen higher. A good example of the price differences here is going over to OfferToro. While we do have a Rockin' Cash Vegas slot offer for $349, underneath that is the Call of Dragons offer that usually goes for around $900 or more on other offer walls, and it's only going for $163 right now. That's why it's so important to actually go through each of the offer walls and compare it to other get paid to platforms. Instead of going through every single offer wall though, I'd first check out the actual main screen here, just to see if you see something that you actually like. In regards to withdrawals, they have some cryptocurrencies available such as Litecoin, Bitcoin, Tether, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and they have PayPal. The minimum amount is $1 worth of currency, by the way, at least here in my country of Australia. There is a 5% withdrawal fee though, and they claim that payment is sent instantly, and yes, at least in my experience in the past, that is accurate. But take that with a grain of salt, everyone, as these apps always behave different in every country, alright? CashGun could be a little side hobby, everyone, but I hope the prices improve this year. Let's move on to the next platform. As always, ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for all the support. Next up, we have AttaPoll surveys. I think to me, AttaPoll is one of these special little platforms, everyone, since they're one of the first platforms I actually covered back in the day when I first started doing these little get paid to platform reviews, and they have grown so much. Let me just break down some of the new updates and my thoughts on them. At least here in Australia, the minimum cash out is $4.50. Now, there are different categories that you can actually select, so it's not just surveys anymore. Now, there are these profile surveys that you should complete, in my opinion, because then AttaPoll will send you more surveys when they're available. But actually looking at the prices here, you'll see that these prices are pretty much above or on the market standard. Although not every single survey is going to be above $1, there are still quite a few of them, which is excellent to see all in all. Again, same concept though, everyone. Surveys are very unpredictable. They can actually be very frustrating, all right? Anyone that's ever completed a survey knows exactly what I'm talking about with disqualifications, screen outs, etc. Now, tapping on the games section is going to reveal here a whole bunch of gaming offers. Now, to be fair, these prices are not the highest we've seen, but just look at this Call of Dragons offer. You can see on AttaPoll, it's $503 compared to the 100 something on CashGun. There's a Rise of Kingdoms offer for $1,000. Palmon offer for $1,100. You can imagine how difficult those offers actually are, but it is still great to have those prices. Now, there's also a task section, which is more for the sign up and complete type of offers. They also support not only PayPal, but gift cards as well. For my last withdrawal, I focused on the PayPal withdrawal, everyone, and it arrived instantly to my PayPal account, which was amazing to see. In fact, if you do want to join AttaPoll, you can enter in my code and hopefully you get some sort of bonus. It just depends on country again, and it does support my channel. You can put that code into the My Profile area and the Enter Invitation Code section. In that profile area as well, you'll find a huge amount of profile questions. You must complete these, everyone, for the optimal AttaPoll experience. If you don't, you're going to miss out on a huge amount of offers and surveys, okay? Either way, I still do believe that AttaPoll is a fantastic option, even in 2026. If anyone still uses AttaPoll, by the way, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinion on it. Let's move on to the next platform. Next up, we have Gemsloot. This is what it looks like when you first launch it up. Top right corner of the screen, you have your balance, which is in USD currency here in Australia. And underneath that, you're going to have your tournaments area. And that's because Gemsloot actually has a very cool little feature where they have tournaments on the regular with various prizes. For instance, here's a Torox tournament, which has ended recently. And you can see the winners here of that tournament, how much they earned, and the prize they got for actually placing in the positions they did. Now, underneath that, you have the huge variety of offer wall providers. And again, everyone, just remember, my advice would be to actually go through and compare the prices on each of these offer walls. In regards to the cash out options, they have Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Solana, while of course having PayPal and virtual Visa card and MasterCard cash outs, and a large variety of gift cards. Again, each with their own minimum cash out needed. So please keep that in mind, and it will change depending on country as well. For PayPal currency, it's a $3 minimum in Australia. Now, if you want to click on the actual Earn tab, it'll give you another area where you can go through various offer walls, but here is also where they have the Playtime Rewards section. Now, they actually list their prices in pure USD currency, everyone, which makes it very easy to understand. Like for Arrow Maze, $9.06 I'll get in total if I finish it. And you can see for the offers that I managed to complete for my test of Gemsloot, I've got around $1.23 or so. Some of these offers are actually going to be on a per minute basis, and some may be in a task-based offer where you have to get to a certain level. Gemsloot makes it actually very easy to compare the offer walls with their selection area. Next to the provider, you can actually tick it to select it, and you can actually pick many of the offer walls. Now, I can compare 1,166 offers. And looking at the prices here, you'll notice we actually have some pretty decent earning opportunities if I'm to go through and try and complete these offers, everyone. Now, remember, these are all very difficult. In my own experience though, Gemsloot did pay me within 24 hours last time I withdrew, so that was excellent to see. While it's not the highest paying app right now, it's still very solid in my opinion, still in 2026. So you can do whatever you want with the information. Let's move on to the next app. Next up, we have Maholla. So this is what Maholla looks like these days, everyone. Top of the screen, you have your account balance. The minimum cash out here in Australia is $8 worth of currency. Now, underneath the balance, you're going to find all the various offer walls and the surveys that you can complete for straight up currency. Like right there is a $3.72 survey for 14 minutes of my time. Now, while the prices are pretty solid, everyone, the problem with surveys, as you all know, and as I've said throughout the video, is the complete randomness of disqualifications. From what I can see with Maholla, at least right now in 2026, it's still doing very well with the prices, at least in Australia. Now, they do have an arcade section, which is a Playtime Rewards area, but to be fair, these rates are pretty low in my opinion. Now, with their offer walls though, we actually get some pretty decent prices. In fact, funny enough, they're willing to give USD currency on these offers compared to the Australian currency, so that means it's better for me. Again, while not the highest prices, still pretty average all in all. Cash out wise, they're pretty limited compared to the other platforms we've seen today, but they still have the main options available, at least here in Australia, such as PayPal, Airbnb, Amazon, Apple, Google Play, Uber. Every time I withdraw on a Maholla, they've paid me out straight away to my PayPal account, at least in my own personal experience, okay? So definitely worth checking out still in 2026, at least in my opinion right now. Next up, we have QMEE. So everyone, this is what QMEE looks like these days. As you can see, it hasn't really changed too much. Top right corner of the screen, we have our account balance. Underneath that, we have our surveys in here in Australia. they are actually very high paying in my opinion for the time needed to complete them. Like $3 for 13 minutes of my time, everyone. That is fantastic. And by the way, you can get a 10% earning increase if you complete one survey for 5 days straight. There's also a cashback section and a shopping section. I'm sure you guys understand how this all works. If you do shop through QMEE, they'll give you some cashback rewards, at least in most cases. You just have to read the terms and conditions pretty carefully. Now for gaming offers, I did find that the prices are actually very solid, but that doesn't mean that every single offer is going to be good. As always, you have to pay attention to what you're actually opting into. So here in Australia, I have PayPal currency withdrawals, which usually take about a week to hit my account, and various gift cards, which generally hover between a $5 minimum and a $10 minimum. The last time I withdrew on QMEE, it did arrive within a week, everyone, and that was $42.24. A fantastic platform all in all. That is QMEE in 2026, still looking good. Next up, we have HeyCash. So this is what HeyCash looks like these days, ladies and gentlemen. It runs on the point-based currency system, and to break down that conversion, you can see here at the top of the screen, if I tap the balance button, it breaks down the points, so you can see that I have 2,325 points, which converts into $3.35 Australian. Probably the best thing about HeyCash is the huge amount of withdrawal options and the very low minimums. At least here in Australia, it's $1, everyone, which is excellent to see. Now, granted, that's not for every option, that's mainly for the PayPal, but there is also over 100 gift cards, all with their own minimums. Unbelievable amount of selection here from a get paid to platform. And survey-wise, the prices are fantastic, okay? If you're to come back onto HeyCash on a daily basis, you could seriously rack up some decent coin in my opinion. They also have games willing to pay hundreds, if not up to $1,000 in my country, everyone, if I'm able to actually go through and complete them, like the Fish of Fortune offer for 1.25 million points. Again, you treat it like any other offer out there, obviously compare them to other get paid to platforms, but HeyCash is very, very solid in Australia still. They also have a daily leaderboard system. Right now, they're giving away $184 for today's giveaway. So the top earners of the day will get their share of that revenue, everyone, okay? Every single time I've withdrawn on HeyCash, they paid me out within about 5 minutes, everyone. Really, really solid stuff. Check out the channel for almost 1,000 reviews. Thank you for watching. See you next time.